The year is 2002, and we are going to talk about Adaptation.
Yep.
Yeah.
I am a robot.
The future, 2002.
It's always the future. Or Small Wonder. You guys are going to have to help me out because I watched this, I think, 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Oh, I'm going to mute that now. Sorry, everybody.
I thought that was you.
I beep.
Yeah.
So
Well, it sounded more like a whistle. I was like, oh, he's whistling.
now. The beer.
Oh yeah.
We're drinking Two Brothers in the Flesh, American Sour Ale brewed with real guava. It's good to be sour.
Yeah, that's right, it is.
IBU, 7 ounces, 12.
Oh, yeah.
Alcohol, 4.1.
Alcohol, yes.
Drinkable sour now. That's pretty good.
Do you smell the guava?
It smells like beer.
No,
It does smell like beer.
Very good.
Let's start with some plot keywords.
Yeah.
So according to IMDb, these are the...
Oh, yeah.
oh, yeah.
The end.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. You could taste the guava at the end. At least I can.
Have you ever had just a guava?
No, I was about to ask what it like. Well, there's a picture of one.
Oh, yeah. It's even labeled guava.
Yeah, no, I never had one, but it tastes... I've never had guava, but it tastes like guava.
I had a pomegranate for the first time.
Wait, what?
I've had like pomegranate, like
Flavored things.
yeah.
But not the actual pomegranate itself?
Nope.
Really?
Actually, I don't know if I have either.
What?
Who eats pomegranate?
Me. Since I was a kid. Always. I'll just buy them and eat them.
Well, I'm glad you eat them.
Yes, I saved them. They're mine
look at them.
forever. No, so what'd you think? Good?
It's really good.
Yeah, damn right it's good.
Yeah, it wasn't. I thought it would be like something like where you cut it and like eat slices of it.
No, they're seeds.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, you
seeds.
eat the seeds.
Huh. Okay. So wait,
It's like a
just
big,
eat the seeds,
it's like
or
a red,
you
it's a
just
red
seeds.
thing. It's like this,
Yeah.
it's red. And when you peel it, all it is seeds with this like white membrane-y type thing that keeps them separated from each other.
Right.
Yeah, and you eat the seeds. That's it. Yeah.
Pretty good.
I recommend.
all right, fair enough.
Very tasty.
Taglines.
So according to IMDb, this is what the movie is about. I think you guys are gonna guess this. I'm just gonna tell it to you. Magical realism,
Okay.
metafiction,
I don't like that word.
metafiction, or just meta.
Meta.
Okay. Oh, yeah, agreed. Voice over inner thoughts,
Okay.
It's true.
metafilm,
God damn it.
and loner.
Yeah.
Loner.
So my question for you guys is, did you either before or after you watched this film, did you research it at all?
No.
No.
Okay.
Wait. Did I research it? I think, was it this one I looked? No, I did not. Did I?
Hold on. Sorry. I have a dog situation here. Keep
Yes,
going.
I kind of researched it because I wanted to see who the director was,
Oh yeah, Spike Jonze.
and I wanted to see what else he did.
Yeah.
And,
What else did he do?
Well, he did Being John Malkovich, which
Oh, did Spike
Dir-
Jonze do that too?
Yeah, he directed
so
that.
The same. Being John Malkovich and this movie are the same writer. But apparently
yeah,
same
he
director,
directed
too.
I was
so,
wondering how
yeah,
they pulled
it's-
it off. Yeah, because the movie starts off with them on the set of
Yeah.
Yeah.
being. I've talked about how much I don't like John Malkovich, right?
Yes.
When we were doing Con Air. It's
fine.
Yes. Yeah.
I like him.
So
Why?
I don't know. It's just something about him. He play whatever character he's playing. I just think he plays it well. He doesn't play John Malkovich. He plays a character.
No, he plays John Malkovich playing a character.
You think so?
Yes.
Maybe it's just the John Malkovich character I like then.
maybe.
I think that's his real last name.
Malkovich?
Yeah.
No.
I don't think so either.
He's a fake Hollywood type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not like Nicolas Cage.
Right, yeah. Nicolas Cage is the best.
So since you guys didn't research it,
Yes.
did you find this movie confusing?
No.
Not really. I wasn't first.
Yeah.
Well, I've already seen it.
Oh, when?
Long time ago, so I didn't remember anything.
I've seen a lot of these movies before.
I like Nick Cage.
You do.
Weird, I know, right?
Because I remember, like, back in the day when we had Podstash, That's right. We did podcast before you.
Well, I had a great time.
I'll see myself out.
And I mean, I would just rip apart Nick Cage just all the time. Because
Unbelievable.
I don't know. It was. Because how long ago was that? That was
When we first moved into that apartment.
right. Well, even before that.
Yeah.
But I think that was like around his like National Treasure days. I think.
Probably.
Oh, well, that was a while back.
Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? But this was before. This was before all the Nick Cage freakout videos came
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you were like, this guy's a genius.
out. No, even
Yeah.
then, I'm just like I just wasn't on board. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
It wasn't until Boy in Blue.
Yep.
Watch our review of Boy in Blue.
I love it. It's all good.
Yeah.
I think because my mom is a huge Nick Cage fan. She's seen, I think, every movie.
Really?
Yeah. She loves Nick Cage. So I think that's
So
probably...
had she seen Boy in Blue?
yeah, she's seen them all. I didn't beforehand, but she has seen like pretty much every Nick Cage movie.
So you're always like, hey, Mom, we're going to talk about this one.
Yeah, I tell her, and she's like, I love that one. Or she'll like say something about it, and I'm just like, ah. And she's like, whoa. that's how our conversations are.
Why does he sound like Elliot when you're
It's just how, yeah, that's just how it is.
That is Elliot who says that, right? Yeah. It's not E.T.
Oh yeah. That's me. I'm like, Mom. It's like,
You're adopted.
oh.
So yeah, Nick Cage.
I like his complaining. It was awesome.
Of course you do.
Yeah, it was great. I'm like, sounds like me a bit. I'm like, this is nice.
Charlie Kaufman
Yes.
is his name. Mm-hmm. Well, here, I guess we should just kind of let people know. He plays two parts in this movie.
Yes. He plays Charlie Kaufman and his twin brother, Donald Kaufman.
Yes. And because at the beginning, I thought it was kind of like a Fight Club kind of thing. Where there isn't two characters, it's just like one person's alter
It really
ego.
does make you.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I thought
you
it
could
was.
definitely, think that definitely.
And then I forget like when I found out, but I'm like, oh, it is two fucking
Pretty
people.
much when they're like at a party together, and Donald is like macking on the girls, and Charlie's
Right,
just
yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna hide here underneath my couch, like kind of
Yeah.
guy. So,
Yes.
which their hair or his hair,
Oh, it's so ridiculous.
so
I couldn't
great.
stop looking.
It's so great. Oh man.
But especially in the beginning, like both characters are like super mopey.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, like it was like
Yeah.
draining almost.
Yeah, it's fine.
But then like once things start going good for Donald, then
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
You know what? I felt bad for Donald.
Why? Why Donald?
I felt super bad for Donald because he tried so hard. To me, it seemed like he was just trying so hard to like get his brother's approval and get his like brother to actually like him,
Right.
And then get him involved in like what he does. And then like, finally at the end when they're kind of like working together and like what happens, it's just like, like he finally like the brothers together
yeah.
forever,
Yeah, I see
doing it, and then that was
Yeah, dude.
Though I will say, so kind of going back to the beginning, one, it totally threw me for a loop when on screen it says Hollywood, California, 4 billion and 40 years earlier.
yeah.
I don't even remember that.
Remember when and then it shows like the dinosaurs on the asteroid, and then like
Yeah.
the whole like sequence.
It basically goes through like the
to
history of
him
Earth.
being born. You saw them being born, and then
Yeah.
all that.
Which, yeah, also in the first like 2 minutes, it shows a child being born.
Yeah, like straight up camera
Yeah.
down by the hoo-ha, head
Yeah.
popping out. Yeah.
Yeah, I was eating and I was like, ugh. Pasta.
I remember, I think it was freshman year of high school. They showed a video of a woman giving birth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, I remember sitting there. I'm just like, at first he didn't kind of explain it well what was going to happen, and so we're all sitting waiting.
Teacher?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the like.
This homeless man who walked in.
Yeah, and then you saw
kids are gonna see some shit.
the woman's sitting, like, not sitting, kind of like laying back, and the baby just shot out like a bullet. Like the movie was maybe 15 seconds long, which and all of a sudden it goes pop, like it just plopped out, and the doctor like had to catches it while it shoots out.
I don't think it happens like that.
I swear, it was insane. And then he turned it off. He's like, that's how it happens. And everyone's just like, what? Like, what? And then he talked about something else. It was so weird.
Public schooling.
It was so weird.
That's how it happens.
I'll never forget. I'll never forget it. It was the strangest time.
You sure like was it like times 2 speed or something
it was,
like that?
No, I remember you just hit play and it was like everything's fine. Like,
It was VHS, right?
yeah,
Okay.
VHS.
Nice.
She's
You could wheel it in on the big cart.
it was on her. She's already there.
Wait, what?
And she's breathing.
Oh, the
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this TV on this woman who's giving birth.
Yeah. It was nuts. It was nuts. I don't want to watch that again.
Well, they showed in this movie, so if you're watching this movie, you're watching that.
Yeah, enjoy that.
It's also, so I'm not sure if it's definitely in this movie for sure. And I made me start thinking of all of his other movies. But I realized Nicolas Cage, in terms of being neurotic, Nick Cage is basically Woody Allen, but without any of the Jewish.
Yes.
Yeah,
I didn't
definitely.
realize until this movie. I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah.
He did a very good job too, being that neurotic guy.
In this movie, yeah.
Yeah, I think he did a very good job.
We should also take note of his word processor that he was typing on.
Oh,
Yeah. Was he using a typewriter or a old school computer?
it was an old school like computer. It wasn't a Gateway or a Dell or
Right.
an
Oh,
Apple.
no, yeah.
It was like a Tandy.
Yeah, it was a word processor.
Yeah.
Which we had. Who the? That's work.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Hey.
We're very gassy on this.
It's the guava.
Yeah, it might be.
Guava always gets me every time.
That, and I was confused why it's usually Donald, but one of the brothers is always like laying on the ground.
Right.
Did they explain that? Was that just like a character trait?
I think
or?
it was his back for Donald the first time. I think he actually says, "Oh, I got to be down here in my back" or whatever. Because remember when he follows him to the room and he's like, "Oh, you can finish lecturing me. Just let me lay down on my back."
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would explain why he's on the ground so much.
Yeah. I just like how they both are very quirky too. They both have they're very just weird.
Yeah.
Just weird guys.
They're both neurotic.
At first, I didn't
Hollywood
think Donald
writers.
was as much.
He was
as
a
much.
screenwriter. They're both screenwriters.
They're
Yes.
both. Well, at first, Charlie is the screenwriter of the family.
The one who's already made it kind of. He made it big with
being John Malkovich. He wrote.
Oh, yeah. Hello. Yeah.
And then his brother Charles was like, "Oh, you know what? I'll be a screenwriter too."
Right.
Yeah. And then his writing is your basic Hollywood
Cliche.
bang bang shoot 'em up kind of stuff.
Right.
To where Charlie's like, "No, you have to think and about do this and that," and that's when he's doing that movie about the flowers. That's really what is kind of around now.
Yes.
which was based on a book
Yeah.
written by
Meryl Streep.
The Orchid Thief.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you guys fans of Meryl Streep?
Not particularly, no.
I have no strong feelings either way.
Yeah, I would say that.
I know she's considered one of the greatest actresses, but
I feel like she always kind of plays the same character.
She was. I think she was in this movie. She's fantastic. With Bruce Willis. Death Becomes Her.
You're talking to the wrong guy right now.
Dude,
I hate Bruce Willis, dude.
You don't even realize it's Bruce Willis. I'm telling you, because he doesn't look like Bruce Willis. Death Becomes Her. See if you can you pull it up?
I guess.
Because you got to show him what Bruce
type.
Willis looks like and everything. I think it's Goldie Hawn steals. Or who steals? Someone steals Bruce Willis away. He's a plastic surgeon, and they find this serum that makes both women look really great. They don't look old anymore.
Looks just like Bruce
me see.
Willis.
But with a
He just has
mustache.
a mustache and glasses.
Yeah, it doesn't look like him at all.
Okay. This looks
It's awesome.
this looks terrible.
It is so
like
good.
the font of the movie title makes
It's
me
the
angry.
90s. What do you expect? It's a really good movie. Maybe I haven't seen it in probably 15, 20 years.
And Goldie Hawn.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Dude, but the
If y'all want to see movies with Goldie Hawn, give me a hell yeah.
okay, Steve Austin. But they don't play their typical who they always play, like you said. They don't in this. They're Bruce Willis. He's such a wimp in this movie. He has no backbone whatsoever. He's not in action. He's so good. He plays it so well. Whatever. I like it. That's all that matters.
Not a fan of Meryl Streep. She's always wearing shawls.
She is a
big
shawl
fan of
wearer.
shawls.
Yeah. And that who plays LaRouche? What's his name?
No teeth guy? I don't know.
That's someone famous.
I thought it was like Chris.
No, who is that?
He's in everything. He's good. I don't know his name.
But he plays what? He's like this like black or no? He's like he's a horticulturist.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, black market. He does end up dealing, making drugs, and all that.
Hold on.
Now, did he become like a drug dealer, or did he just start using it because of her?
Chris Cooper, yeah.
Yeah,
Because he didn't use it until he saw the Seminole Indians. I don't even know if he used it then either. He was kind of just like, hey, I know of this thing, Meryl Streep, that you can use to Clorox. I'll give you some.
I was under the impression that once he saw, basically he learned from the Indians how to make it into a drug.
Yeah.
And that's when he started making it, selling it, etc.
Okay, I didn't
I was
know
under that impression. I could be wrong.
Yeah, you could easily be.
Excuse me.
I feel like, so Nicolas Cage always goes to this one diner.
Yes.
And I guess like he's like, so he can like write the screenplay. He's reading the Orchid Thief or whatever. And like the waitress is like, oh, orchids, I love orchids. Okay. I feel like his reaction to thinking that she was into him, I feel like it was warranted.
Yeah.
I think they did it that way. Well, you have to, because then you got to feel bad for him when it's not reciprocated.
Right.
So they're like, okay, they told her, come a little strong. And she's like, okay.
Because like she's...
But it was warranted, I agree, because she was just like, she was starting a conversation.
Well, because
Which, I mean, doesn't mean at least anything.
She goes, I love orchids. And Nick Cage goes, cool. I just thought that was a weird reaction.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then when he's in there again, she like,
Like, oh, hey, it's you.
Yeah.
Like, she remembered him.
Yeah. And doesn't she even say like, oh, I'll get key lime for my, not my favorite customer, but favorite something. I don't know.
She was dressing sexy. She wanted it.
Well, then and
No, it's fine. You're right. That's true.
Yeah.
well, that and he just invites her to the orchid show. It's not It's not like he asked her out to dinner or anything like that.
Right.
It's like the one thing that they actually bonded on, orchids. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, and she's like,
Yeah.
creep.
Because he was talking about like, he was like, orchid show, yeah, great, but he was like also like it was kind of a little weird too. Because he was talking about weird stuff. So I think the orchid thing is weird. Like the obsession with it.
Cage or the actual horticulturalist?
The horticulture guy. No, Mr. No Tooth.
Yeah.
What about him?
Just
His obsession
the
with the-
obsession over just the flower.
He's just into, that's his
That's his
I
thing.
guess.
It's a rare flower and
Yeah, but it's like, you don't know, oh, you want to marry it kind of thing, It's like, oh, I love him so much.
real mature.
Well, I mean, it's what it was kind of like,
Yeah. I mean, some people are into cars.
I guess. And then I thought it was cool though. He's like into something so hard, and then he's like, I don't know, I don't like it anymore. You know what I mean? He used to be into other stuff, like loved it, and then he's just like, yeah, I woke up and I don't like it anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And I moved on to this, and then he'd be into that crazy, and then it's like, oh, I don't like this, move on to something else. Oh, that was kind of cool.
So yeah, we do find out that Donald and Charlie are actual twins, and like it's not his like alter personality. Yeah, because they're going to like some Hollywood party, I think, like that.
Yeah.
And I think Donald's like seeing some chick at this point.
yeah.
Well, he's trying to it seems like he's trying to start seeing the chick. They're like flirting with each other.
Yeah.
And then
we should also note that Charlie has terrible luck with women. He can't perceive like when women are into him and stuff like that. And then Donald's
Hence the waitress. And,
right. And and then also
Marion,
Right.
something like that. Yeah. Well, it just seems like he
because they were like sitting in the car. And she's like, okay, well, I had a really fun time tonight. And like, she like wanted to.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
She like wanted to like,
Hey, come on in.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Okay, I gotta work early tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But Donald's really good.
Yeah.
But there was when they're getting ready to go to like the Hollywood party, and like Donald has his like, lady friend over. The dialogue. You look hot tonight, baby. Doesn't she look hot, bro? A little push into the bush.
Yes. I remember
like,
that.
Yeah, so that happened. But then we find out. Like how LaRouche, the horticulture guy, like how his life kind of went off the deep end, and how he lost his teeth. The whole car crash scene.
That was brutal.
You know what? That was a really. Just the way it looked.
Yeah.
It was like a very realistic car crash scene.
It was insane.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
You didn't? Oh, really? Oh, I thought it was really done well.
It's I feel like maybe not when the movie was made, but I feel like that's kind of a cliche of because it happens in No Country for Old Men when what's it, Javier, the main villain,
Right.
at the end, like when he's like about to drive, like as he's driving, it's the exact same camera angle. It's filmed the same way. He gets hit, and it's like
Stole it from Adaptation.
Yeah.
yep, that must be it.
Yeah.
But then I feel like a million car insurance like commercials have that same like angle and everything too. So
Stole it from Progressive.
yeah,
There it is.
Eagle Man.
still from Progressive.
Flo's pissed.
Look at those low rates.
Well, I couldn't imagine if I was like guy driving the car and like your mom's in the backseat, like, oh, no way. That'd be ridiculous. Like, what if you were driving the car and you back up and your mom's in the back with your uncle?
Oh, yeah.
That's what she gets, right? That's what she gets, right?
Ugh.
Oh, the part. So there was a part, I think, when he had he was changing or something, and earlier Nick Cage movies, he's in good shape.
Yeah,
Yes.
This one,
not so much.
he is not. And I think but he let him he did it for the movie. Yeah, you know, it was kind of it was admirable, I guess, but he did not look. Well, I just eat whatever I want just because I don't care. He's doing it for a reason, though. He's letting himself go for a reason. It's like I don't know. That was nice.
We should also take note
smart.
that Ron Livingston is his agent.
Yes, and he's wearing a shirt that's like 3 sizes too big.
Yes. And I also feel like that Nick Cage beats off a lot in this movie.
Yes. Because he got caught by his brother. His brother had no idea. Did he have any idea the first
He
time?
didn't even catch him, really. He's just like, oh, I'm coming in.
Yeah. He's like, oh, don't. And then
That's basically the scene.
that was really it.
The
And
end.
there was the other times. Super vivid imagination.
Yes.
I mean,
it's a movie, but yeah.
I know, but it's like they went above and beyond, basically, is what I'm saying, to make his dreams come true or whatever like that. His fantasies.
I don't like Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Maggie Gyllenhaal, which one's that? Who is she?
She was Donald's girlfriend.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
She also
She really didn't
plays.
do much, though, did she?
She also plays Bruce Wayne's girlfriend in Dark Knight.
But originally it wasn't Maggie Gyllenhaal in.
The first one,
Yeah.
which is Batman Begins.
Yes. Right. I forget who it was. Or Batman Begins. I'm drawing a blank. I don't know. I don't like Maggie Gyllenhaal. I don't know.
I couldn't even tell you what she's done. I don't know what she really looks
But
like.
she does say the line. I know it's not her saying
She's
the line.
related to Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. Correct. Yes.
I did it.
But she says the line, you guys are smart like a brain factory.
Yes, yeah, I remember that.
I had to start using that. I like that.
No,
yeah, it's
don't,
gonna
please.
happen.
No.
Yeah, I like a brain factory.
The one line I do have written is when what's his name? LaRouche? What is it?
LaRouche.
Wanna be
If that was in the movie, it'd be much better.
Dude, that's probably one of my favorite like 90s like club.
That's definitely
Like, bands,
when you
not
think
songs,
Yeah, no.
bands,
when you
dude.
think of like a '90s club, like that's the one you go to.
LaBouche.
Yeah, LaBouche is who you go to right
Yeah.
away. Yeah, definitely.
The next line that I have written down.
Oh, sweet dreams, dude.
Oh yeah, that's a good song.
Sweet dreams, I'm living and dancing. Okay.
And what song are you looking up, Bran Bran?
I can't remember what it's called.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
sounds like-
Sandstorm.
yes. Yeah.
D-Devils. That's where it's at.
Oh boy.
You ever heard D-Devils?
No.
Really? Oh,
I mean, I might have. I probably just don't know the name.
We're having a D-Devils
All
party.
right. Sandstorm. That's what it was.
Sorry, the line you're
And who did that? Darude or I forgot the guy's name. Anywho,
Possibly.
When LaRoche is taking Meryl Streep into the swamp to show the flower or whatever.
Right.
And she's like, "Oh, are you lost?" He's like, No, I'll just make the sundial."
Yeah.
But and then he's like waiting there, and then she says something. And he goes, "Fine, fuck the sundial."
Yeah.
Like, it's probably been quite some time before someone has uttered the words "fuck the sundial."
Dude, him selling the porn online is hilarious. He's just he takes
Very 90s.
Yeah, he just takes
yeah, that's right.
he just has pictures of women like that he finds on the internet and then resells them. That's what it seemed like, right?
Oh, I didn't catch that.
It seemed because he had a bunch of them and he's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna be selling these pictures. It seems like it was a scam almost. Like he's finding pictures of women and like, he's like, you won't believe how much these guys will buy these pictures for.
I was so confused because shortly after the fuck the sundial part, it says on screen 3 years later, and Nick Cage is still reading the book. So it's like, how long did it take for him to write the screenplay?
Very slow reader.
Wait, say that again?
After, so it says 3 years later.
What? So after the scene where like LaRoche and the lady, what's her name?
Oh, no.
Susan Orlean.
Meryl.
Because that was 3 years later. Like she wrote an article in the New Yorker about
There's
him.
a lot of jumping
And then,
back and
yeah,
forth.
and
There's
then
too much.
she wrote a book after that. And then she got she didn't even have the book written when they optioned the movie. She still had to write because the movie was there. Then she had to write the book, and then once the book was done, then they had to make the movie over it.
Yeah, I guess I'm just not sure the timeline of how long did the articles write, or how long
Exactly. It seemed like
how long were the articles out? How long did it take to write the book?
Yeah.
How long did it take to write the screenplay? Time is just very
time jumps all over the place.
Whenever you hear or see the New Yorker, does it feel very pompous to you?
It's mainly the font.
Well, and from what I understand, it is a very pompous type of read. A lot. So an article might be 5 pages, but it's filled with 3 pages of
Fluff.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've not heard that.
My understanding, I haven't read it. I've read like a few articles once.
Doesn't Starbucks sell the New
It's
Yorker for some reason?
Probably.
Like
Starbucks
like
is
around
stupid
here.
too.
Oh, weird.
Stupid. I know. Ugh. So we're finally starting to get into the point where he's trying to do the screenwriting for the book, and he's reading, and he's talking to a tape recorder, and he has these ideas.
Lots of tape recorder in this movie.
The ideas he's saying is what's actually happening in the movie.
Yes.
So basically, you're watching a movie about him making the movie. That's what the movie's
Yes.
about.
Yes.
Oh,
So maybe
it's a cool premise. I really do think it's a cool premise.
So maybe I'll jump into trivia now, because I think I read a little bit or started the movie, was super confused, read some of the Wikipedia, and then kept watching the movie and was still confused. So maybe we can talk it out.
Okay.
So Charlie Kaufman,
Yeah.
who Nick Cage plays, is a real guy.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Weird, huh?
So
Charlie Kaufman is like in real life?
is a real person. Yeah. He's the person who actually wrote Being John Malkovich and who actually wrote this movie.
Does he look like that?
Kind of. Donald Kaufman, not a real person.
Okay.
His twin brother, not real.
Okay.
Susan Orlean is a real author who wrote The Orchid Thief.
Yeah.
But basically everything that happens in this movie did not actually happen. So
Okay.
she did actually write articles for the New Yorker, did write a book.
Okay.
But I think if I read correctly, all the whole love interest with LaRoche didn't happen.
Dude, how can you make out with that guy?
That's what I was wondering.
In the book, it didn't happen either. Like, remember when I think
Yes, but when all that happened, had she written the book already or no?
yes. No.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Wait, so the
when
book had written or not?
No. So the book is written. But
Yeah.
then at the end, when all the craziness was happening, that was Donald finishing, or you like, remember when Charlie's like, Donald, could you just help me with the end of it?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it turns into an action type flick.
Yes.
That's Donald doing it. That wasn't in the book though. No. In the book was everything prior to that.
Once the twins decide to follow her to Miami, I feel like it starts getting batshit crazy.
That's all Donald. That's all Donald writing.
Okay.
Because remember his screenplay he did, the 3
it's very cliche.
Whatever, is everybody. It's one person with multiple personalities and Charlie, how could you have one person when one person's in jail and the other person's a cop? Like, how is that going to work? I remember when Charlie's saying that to Donald, and that was really funny. Yeah.
Right.
He's like, oh, it just works.
Well, that and the screenwriting professor teacher guy, he even said like, oh yeah, if you have a good third act, then no one cares about the rest of the movie.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I was like, that's relevant.
A lot of the stuff when he went to go see kind of ended up at the end of the movie type stuff. Even my boy at the end with the voiceover stuff, he started doing the voiceover work, and he's like, the one guy didn't like it. He's like, I know he doesn't like me doing it, but I can't think of anything really else to do.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Because in his class, his master class, what's he say? Like if your movie has voiceover, like that's lazy.
It's cheap. Yeah.
When he goes off on Nick Cage,
I felt so bad.
Oh, me too. But it was awesome rant.
Yeah,
I'm like, holy shit.
That was really good. It was a really good rant.
That guy's in a lot of shit too.
He is. Yeah.
And I guess the real, I forget what his name is. Something McKee.
Wasn't it Robert?
It might be. So obviously he's a real person, but I guess he's the one that recommended that actor.
Oh, really?
So I guess Spike Jonze is like, who do you want to play you? And he's like, oh, that guy.
That's cool.
So, and they also look pretty similar too
Is
in
he
real
in
life.
The Grudge? I think he is.
I haven't seen The Grudge in a long time.
Or no, not The Grudge. No, The Ring.
Oh, maybe.
I think he's in The Ring.
Huh. That's possible. So, explain this to me. How is Nick Cage? So he's in the car with the chicken. He's like, she's like, I want you to come in type thing. And he's like, oh, well, no, I'm scared. Right. Like, okay, so he won't do that, but he'll get on a plane to go to New York to meet somebody he's never met before. And he has the courage to do that.
It's different.
You think it's probably...
Are you talking about the author?
Yeah.
No, because he goes there.
But he doesn't talk to her.
Yeah.
But even to have the courage to fly, I guess it is different because he's not really talking to the person yet.
The girl thing is more vulnerable. I feel like.
I think you're right. Because when you're like actually with somebody, like having to confront them, it's a completely different thing than like going to the place.
Well, I think the author thing was more research for what he was doing, not necessarily like a relationship.
And then we should probably kind of extrapolate on that. When we say the author thing, because he's wanting to go follow Susan Orlean to Florida.
Miami, I think.
Yeah. So he can ask her questions about the book.
No, he's in New York. He was in New York to ask her questions.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he finds out that she's going to Florida to rendezvous with the toothless guy.
Yes.
The Orchid Thief.
Yeah.
Right. I just felt like we should encapsulate
Dude,
that.
The movie jumps
It's
all
terrible.
over the place.
I think it's kind of sloppy.
Okay, so I remember the one thing I do remember the first time. I didn't remember what happened when I rewatched it, but I remember it jumping around. It was a lot easier to understand it the second time, or whatever. How many times I've watched it, it's a lot easier to get it because you're like, okay, you already know that stuff's gonna be jumping, and then once you know that already, then you're like, okay, let me see if I can kind of piece it together in order. And I was able to, like, you could, from what he says, you can be like, oh, he did that already in the movie. What he's saying right now, or he'll say something, and then it'll happen in the movie, and he's like, that's when you realize, okay, yeah, he really is writing this movie. While he's making the movie, it's a movie about him making a movie about the book, and that's
film.
Yeah, that's
metafilm or metafiction.
Yeah, it reminds me of kinda. There's this author I've read. His name is Italo Calvino. Is Italian author, and the book. What's it called? Like If on a Winter's Night a Traveler or something. I think it's called like that. I have it. I just haven't read it in a long time. Basically, the book starts off. The author. He's like, oh, so now what you're doing is you're going to get the book. You're getting if I'm on Winter's Night of Traveler, you're going to get it to read it. And you go home and he explains how you get yourself relaxed and how you do this. And then he explains how you're starting to read the book. And then all of a sudden, it's not the book. It jumps to a different book. And you're like, why is this different? You go back, you come to find out that the book you're reading in is actually got misprinted. And there's a different book in this. So the outside is Found on Winter's Night of Traveler, but the inside's a different book.
Huh.
So you're like, oh, do you want to read this book or do you want to wait for the reprinting? Yeah.
That hurts my head.
Yeah.
It's a very, he does such a great job in it that your head doesn't hurt. Like, cause you're like, okay, so you're on to, it's almost like steps. It's like, okay, so you're on to the next step. What's happening now?
Yeah.
And you almost feel like you're like drawing. It's happening to you almost because you're reading the book.
Yeah.
It is your book. Mm-hmm. And he's
Right.
explaining what he's like, you're going to get comfortable. You're taking your shoes off. You're finding a nice blanket. It's
Interesting.
yeah. So whenever I think of this, it reminds me of that. So there you go. That's my intellectual.
That almost kind of reminds me of a House of Leaves. Is that what it was called?
I think so.
It's kind of like a horror book, but it did a lot of cool things with like formatting of the words like on the page. So like some of it would be like sideways, and it'd be like in a spiral.
That's
so you'd have
super
to like
neat.
turn the book and read it, and I don't know. It's good.
That's super neat. I like that.
Anywho, I don't know how it went from movies. Oh yeah, right. We're talking about books.
Yeah.
And then there's a batshit crazy like car chase and
Yeah.
because Nick Cage finds them like in LaRouche's trailer making whoopee and like
before that. Sorry. Was there a voiceover at any point? Because I wrote down the voiceover is hilarious. He's doing the exact opposite. I can't remember what that has in reference to.
I don't remember that.
Okay. Well, there must be a hilarious voiceover, so watch it. It's great. We can't forget to say, though, that they actually did find the flower.
Yes,
Right.
they reveal it later. Yes.
Well, that was because you were going to mention them finding, and that's about the same time. I think it happened right before, didn't it?
Right before what?
Before they go down to Florida. I thought that happened
Yes.
right because I wanted to just put that in before you started talking about the meeting in Florida, like
Right.
and it did not like
But-
it was supposed to be this experience.
Yeah.
oh yeah, she's like super underwhelmed.
he's
and
super.
She realizes she doesn't care.
Yeah, because she wanted something. She wanted to feel the same passion that he feels about stuff, and she's never felt that before because like she was making fun of him at the beginning, and now she's like, okay, awesome, here's the flower, and she stares at it and is like,
It's a flower.
it's a flower. Yeah. And then you can kind of tell he is like,
So
maybe I should like try to help her, feel better about it.
yeah. So whoa, she like super underwhelmed. They part ways, and then it's basically when he sends her like the drugs, and she gets super high. Then they reconnect.
Well, yeah, because he like when they're driving away, he's like, these can be turned into a thing like they can make you
he tells
happy.
that story,
He's
yeah.
like, you know what? And she's kind of like doesn't know if she wants to.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? It's fine. I don't know if he like says I'm going to send you something, but he doesn't like close the door.
Yeah.
He just sends it to her, and then she does it. Whatever. Like it's like a green powder. She snorts it, and then I think he called her. Or whatever. He called her, she called him,
Yeah.
whatever. And then he's like, did you get my package? And then he can tell by talking to her
Right.
that she got it. And then they
Right,
just
Where
start
they do
right.
the dial tone thing.
What?
Yeah, well, okay.
When they both mimic the dial tone.
Because remember,
yeah.
she does it, and so
Right.
she's trying to do it with the phone,
Right.
And then she's like, "No, you have to do it at this," and then I do it at this. And
Yes.
that was kind of
Yeah.
it was something.
Yeah, because when they actually nail it, and there's that weird like overtone,
Yeah,
phase thing, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is kind of cool. Yeah,
So between this movie and Mandy, it really seems like if you do drugs, you're okay with killing people.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, you could tell that. What's his face? The guy didn't want to. No Tooth guy.
Yeah.
He did
Yeah,
not
the
want to
entire time
kill.
he really didn't
he
want
did
to.
not want to at all. And she's just like, I have to. Like
Yeah.
there's no other
Right.
option. And of course, it's the cliche Donald ending of the movie. Dude, when he got caught, like it's
Right.
so I'm like he gets caught, he gets brought in there, and
Because he follows.
yeah.
He follows like to
Nick Cage.
Yeah, Nick Cage follows the two back to his LaRouche's trailer.
Yeah.
And like he's like peeking, he's like being a total like you know perv creeper guy. And he sees him like snorting the shit and fucking doing it. Yeah, and then they look over and like he's just like he does one of those things where he gets caught like a hamburger.
Yeah. When he's sitting down on the chair and like she recognizes him and it's like, oh, that's the screenwriter for the movie. And then he's like, wait, really? And I didn't. He's naked. His ding dongs flip flopping all around, and you like Nick, you could like see him like stare at it, and look up and stare at it, look up. It was really funny.
But then he gets away, right? Or he like does he get away or
Well, Donald kind of comes in, I think, doesn't he? Like kind of is like
so they catch not Donald,
Richard
Charlie. Yeah.
They catch Charlie and the author Orlean Susan. She's like, oh well, we have to kill him. He knows too much. He knows that I do drugs. Yada yada. So basically, she tells him and LaRoche take. Well, LaRoche takes his van. She takes Charlie's car.
Yes.
Not realizing that
Donald is hiding in the back.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
So they go to some random swamp. Yeah. Do I just keep going?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's this whole like. Well, first they.
Crime? No.
Basically some stuff happened.
Like a Mexican standoff kind of thing. Not really Mexican standoff, just
standoff.
Yeah, just a standoff. Sorry, I was
Are you
thinking
talking about in the swamp?
I was thinking about chalupas.
Like guava. Are you talking about like when they're standing in the swamp?
Yeah.
And there's all the gators like swimming around.
Well, doesn't he? No, because the gator thing happens
in the morning.
Well, Charlie. No, so Donald kind of like saves Charlie during this, and so they both run into the swamp, and then Meryl Streep and No Tooth are like out there. They're kind of like looking at each other, like, "Holy crap! Like, there's two of them. Like, they didn't know he had a twin.
Right. Yeah.
So they're kind of like deer in the headlights. Like, what's going on? So they run maybe 20 feet into the swamp, and hide behind a log.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they don't
Till
find them all.
morning.
They're like so close to the cars, but yet they can't find. Like, I thought that was kind of like it was a little too easy. But and then so it's the morning and they look and they see the van's gone.
Right.
And then I'm kind of.
No, the van was still there.
The van was still there. It was on the side, I think.
Oh, it was on the side. Because I remember them showing the car.
They see LaRouche.
Yeah.
He's sleeping with a gun.
Sleeping.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
And they book it. And then...
No, because...
Oh, yeah. So she shoots. Hits Donald in the arm.
Yes.
And then they jump in the car. Charlie drives. And then when they're going down the very narrow road, another car accident. And this was brutal.
This one I did not see.
This one was so brutal.
Yeah, because he goes flying through the window.
Donald was flying through the windshield, and you see him land.
Right.
And he's just lands and doesn't move. And you're like, oh, God, no. And it's super sad because Donald, you can tell, at least I did, I kind of got to like him a little bit. Throughout the movie. Like, he's trying to, like, become closer with his brother. He's trying to he wants, because he realizes, I think he realizes his brother, he definitely has like anxiety problems and just everything. So he's trying to be there for him. And then they're finally like together and then boom, done. And then Charlie flips out when he sees him dying.
Right.
And then that's when, is that when the cops come or?
When's the gator thing?
It must be right after this.
That's right. It's right after this. Yeah, that's right. It's right. Yeah, pretty much right after this. I think doesn't he probably runs back in the swamp, doesn't he?
Yes.
And then they both follow. And then it was kind of weird. I thought this part was a little weird.
Yeah, because like I didn't see the windshield thing. I didn't see that like coming. And then because like Nick Cage keeps on seeing this like alligator. Yeah. So the whole time you think like the alligator's gonna get Nick Cage.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Then out of nowhere he just gets LaRouche. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
Which I also found to kind of find that the guy with no teeth basically gets like bitten into.
Yeah.
So I was like,
there you go. And then Meryl Streep's very sad and she blames Charlie for it.
Right.
Which was like, listen,
Streep.
Maybe if you wouldn't be like having flower drugs, you'd be fine. You'd be in New York.
Well,
that's all I got.
I wrote a note that like when LaRouche dies, Nick Cage starts yelling at Meryl Streep. I forgot what he said. Because I think she's basically like holding him and be like, oh my God, like, my, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And he just like launches into her like, oh, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But I just remember being like,
I
really
can't remember
funny.
what
Yeah,
he
no,
says,
that was
though.
good though. It was really great because
Right.
you finally saw him. Like he just like enough's enough and it's time for a change, you know, and he just went at him. So and then the cops come, he gets the blanket over him, and then like that's all sad. Everyone's sad, and then his going from like is. I don't. Oh, and he calls his mom, which I didn't understand. Like, that didn't need to be in there.
Yeah.
So he didn't even get to tell his mom really what happened. He's just crying, and then it goes back to him finishing off the movie. Wasn't he finishing it off? And then he's walking with the one woman that he flaked on in the car. And because they met early after that, and he was very like he was rude to her.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, because he was mad at himself, basically. You know, that was the reason. And they start talking, and then he leans in, and then he kisses her.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
Remember that?
That's right. That's right.
And then she's like, why are you doing this now? I'm with somebody. He's like, I love you. I don't care. You know, I'm finally starting to, because his brother said some really cool stuff to him before he died behind the log. And she's like, I have to go.
Yeah.
And she walks away, and he's just like, you know, I did it.
She takes a few steps, and then she's like, I love you too.
Yeah.
And then, but still walks away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think she's going to be on forever because she was smiling and he was smiling.
She'll be back.
Yeah. Well, his awesome haircut. I said it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. So that
It
was.
ends with the turtles.
Yes.
Happy together.
Imagine me and you. I do.
Oh, I thought they were here.
Yeah, what can I say?
Budget for this movie was $19 million. How do you think it did at the box office?
Not very well.
I'm going to say 30.
I think 15.
$32.8 million.
Oh, wow.
It did well.
I didn't think it did. Wow.
It's Spike Jones.
Well, there it is.
Mike Jones. Oh, boy.
Oh, what is it? Nick Cage trivia. Nicolas Cage has said that during the filming of this movie, he ignored all of his acting instincts, saying he played the part exactly as director Spike Jonze asked him to. He then received an Academy Award nomination for it.
Wow.
Still a nomination.
I thought he did a great job.
Yeah.
I thought it was great in it. Yeah.
Let's see, blah, 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 blah. This film is included on Roger Ebert's Great Movies list.
I could see that.
It's also included on the 1001 movies you must see before you die.
It's a lot of movies to see before.
That is a lot of movies. The film is a satire on the process of adaptation, in which Orlean's book is turned into a formulaic Hollywood thriller. So we kind of touched over that.
Yeah. A lot of Darwin in the movie. Charles Darwin.
Yes.
A lot of. So there you go. Sciencey. It's a science movie.
Evolution.
Yes, that's true.
And then the rest of the
Adaptation, if you will.
Oh, did you see what he did?
Boom.
I heard it too.
Boom. The rest of the trivia is
Proud of you.
Thanks. Thanks, Dad.
You're adopted.
Yes. Now I get to say it. And the rest of the trivia was basically what I said about how some of it's true. And,
Right.
the other thing is, basically when they made the actual screenplay for the movie that we watched, they had to get Susan Orlean, the real one, like her, permission to make the film.
Oh,
And
really?
she's like, no, you make me look crazy. But I guess after a while, she's like, yeah, okay, fine, go for it.
Yeah.
And so,
That's cool.
yeah. Would you recommend this movie, Bran Bran?
Yep. I agree. Like, just watch it once. Like, you don't really, it's one of those. Like, you don't really need to watch it more than once. It's a cool premise. If you watch it and you're like, I don't really understand, you know what? You can just watch it until you're like, oh, I get what's going on. Then you never have to watch it again. It's one of those, because once you understand what's going on, you know it. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like you need to watch it again, because it's not like it's one of those movies where you're like, that was a great movie. I need to continue to watch this all the time. No, it's like, okay, once I see it, cool premise, cool story. I like it. That's about it.
Brian, do you recommend this movie?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's all right. It's good.
I'm going to go with no, but the exact same reason.
All right.
Like, and that's it. It's not like a terrible movie. It's not bad, but just like I can't think of anyone that I know that would they would love this movie.
Right.
Like, I don't know who the demographic is for this movie.
This would just be something to be like, hey, you want to like just tell somebody. Just be like, this is a weird movie. If they mention they like Nick Cage, that's really.
But I wouldn't start with this movie in like any circumstance.
Yeah.
Maybe after my 10th recommendation or 20th recommendation of a Nick Cage movie, I'd be like, oh, there's this other one he did.
What a rousing review.
Well, I mean, I really do think like
It's not bad.
you should watch. Like, I think not should,
all right.
but like watch it.
You could watch it.
Yeah.
It's something that you could watch.
Yeah. I don't think you'd be disappointed.
Yeah.
You think you'd be disappointed?
It's a very bad movie, you know?
Yeah. No, I agree. Probably not for all people. I can see that.
Correct.
And not for everyone.
How do you feel about the beer? Do you recommend it?
Oh, yeah.
How would you rate it on the tap? Oh, yeah.
I will rate this. Oh, God.
Oh, took your breath away, I see.
Oh, there it is. I give it a 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
In stereo.
Yeah. I liked the
Guava?
yeah, you could taste the fruitiness.
Guava?
Yes, you could taste it after it, like after a drink, after a gulp.
I'm going to go with 3.25. It's good, but, you know, I mean, as far as like sours, I'm pretty picky when it comes to sours.
I love almost all sours.
Oh. I'd say 2.5 or 2.75.
You are just the worst.
The worst. It's good, but like when I have like the last few sips, I'm just like, okay, I'm done with sours.
Right.
So
Cool.
I do recommend the Cinnabon coffee though.
That is very good. I had some right in my tumbler. Why are you mad?
Oh, top 3 movies. Bran Bran.
What did we watch? I can't remember what we watched.
Bran.
No, okay, I got it. I will say Mandy,
Yeah.
Con Air, and Valley Girl.
Still weird, but okay.
We're so close.
Yeah, I was gonna go Firebirds, but I was like,
you
you know
lost me.
what? Firebirds, helicopters are great, but Valley Girl needs to come in this week.
Helicopters are great.
Mandy, Con Air, 8mm. I know, we were so close.
I didn't want to be that guy that was like
The guy who likes good movies?
I like all that. Well, I was like, man, if I say 8mm, they're gonna be like, God, he always likes the creepy stuff. He always likes that stuff.
What's her name? The girl from Modern Family. What's her name?
Oh, her, yeah, the Head and Shoulders lady.
Yeah, what's her name?
Sophia Vergara.
Her husband.
Nick Cage.
No. What?
I don't know. I was trying to help.
Her husband, he's someone famous. I don't know, he's a
Al
stealer.
Bundy.
No. In the show.
Yeah,
Whatever.
gotcha.
Her real life husband. I forget his name. I don't know. Anyways, but he went as
the husband in Mandy.
yeah,
Nick Cage's character in
Nick
Mandy.
Cage's character
That's cool.
in Mandy.
I like that,
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
He was carrying he had the 44 baseball
yeah.
shirt with the big fucking knife thing.
I like that.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Good for him.
That's it.
Good story.
Top 3.
Mandy. Vampire's Kiss. Face Off?
That's not bad. That's a good top 3. Solid.
It's 8mm is good,
Yeah.
but it's like too. I don't say too serious.
It's gloomy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like to me,
yeah.
to me, the top 3 is like in what order would I recommend movies to most people? And I feel like 8mm is just like too dark for people.
Oh, I recommend that.
It is a good movie. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But If people are like, oh, Nick Cage, that's funny, which I watch. You'd be like, oh, here's this one about porn.
Yeah. And not the good kind of porn.
The illegal kind.
All right, cool. That will do it for this episode. Next week will be Matchstick Man.
Yep.
Hope so. That's a movie I watched.
Hey.
But that will do it. And we have to go pee.
Yeah.
Not together.
Sword fight.
The we is. Yeah. Yep, that's it.
Hey, this is Brian.
Chris.
Brandon.
We really appreciate you guys checking out the podcast, and we just want to say the only way that we can get more people to hear us is if you suggest us, recommend us, find us on iTunes, rate us 5 stars as always, put a positive review, and hopefully we can put out plenty more content for you.